what we want to do is raise Christians who will go to a Christian church. And of course, we Lutherans know that when we say Lutheran, we mean Orthodox Christian. And so we should just say Christian more often and mean it, right? And so what we really want is people who will grow up and go to a church wherein the Bible is true, wherein the word and sacraments are given according to their institution, wherein the creedal faith is clung to. And I would agree with you that if a church has swallowed the Holy Spirit, feathers and all, with revivalism, contemporary worship, praise and worship, the problem is more the idea that you have to entertain people for them to like Jesus. Once you've decided that that's the way you're going to make your church work, it's like deciding that your school is going to make your church work. Like, it really doesn't matter what you decide besides the Bible stories being taught by some man in front of everybody. Whatever else you decide it's about, that's why we're here together, like, that's going to be the thing that first works, second destroys you. So if you're in a church which is so, dual-souled, so as to not realize it's wanting to stand on a future in which it trains a generation to come with a bipolar confusion of why we're even here, because worship is just what people feel like and we just disagree, and if you don't like it, change it. I don't see how that game plan works long term, since the thing you existed to pass on, you've already decided you're not going to pass on. Right? Now, with all that said, I despise the phrase contemporary and traditional. Despise. Devil's words. Devil's words. Don't help the devil. He's got enough on his plate to deceive us without us taking his terminology. So whenever that first buffoon said in whatever meaning, why don't we have something more contemporary? I wish someone had just said, can I have a Bible verse, please? Just one that tells me this is a good idea. All things to all people. You arrogant, selfish person. You're going to use Paul's sacrifice of his Judaism and his cultural heritage, whereas he leaves behind everything he loved about being on this planet for other people to advocate you getting the music you want in church. So that argument's divided and destroyed us for good reason, and we're reaping the fruit of our own arrogance on it. And those who would argue for traditional, that what we need is traditional worship, I don't think they've helped us anymore. What tradition are you talking about? There are many traditions in many places, and some are good and some are bad. And frankly, every contemporary service is also traditional. They do the same thing every week, and they've done it for years. Nothing changes there either. The question is, what traditions are you picking up? So forget my church has contemporary worship, my church has traditional worship. What I want to know is, do they teach the Bible at your church? Do they sing hymns or songs written by Christians? Do they sing hymns and songs written by Christians who lived before you? If they're not doing that, how do they claim to be the church? Just the Bible? Okay, good luck. Have fun, right? What are you willing to lose in order to believe what you believe? The people who came over here and built all this stuff you were afraid to lose, they had nothing when they started, and all they wanted was the Lord's Supper faithfully given to them. Left house, home, village. Now, I'm sure there were lots of bad motivations along the way too. But Lutherans, if we're going to sit here and argue about how some of us are idolaters and some are not, and we're going to try to do that with the language contemporary and traditional, then we're just going to argue until they come and kill us all. The demons, right? Just suck our faith away, close our churches. Because we can't even diagnose the status of the controversy. We can't even know what we're arguing about. We're too busy saying things like contemporary and traditional as if that has any meaning at all. The real question I have is, do you believe the words you're singing at church? Do you believe them? Do you get fed by them? When you sing them, is it about trying to get the tune right, or is it about what it says? And that question, every congregation should ask every week, frankly. Yeah. What are you doing on Sunday morning? Are you there to consume something other than the bread and wine and the word? And if so, expect that to be the thing that destroys you.